Welcome to this video on McCulloch-Pitts neuron by Society of Artificial Intelligence or SOAI. I am Ritik and these slides are created by my colleague Mansi. So let's just start with it. So what basically is an artificial neuron? An artificial neuron is the fundamental block of a deep learning. Here you can see the representation of an artificial neuron. Below, x1, x2 and x3 are the inputs, w1, w2 and w3 are the weights applied, f is the function and y is the output. But what really are inputs and weights in artificial neuron? Consider, for example, we want to make a decision on whether a person is eligible for getting loan or not. Then we can make this decision based on certain parameters such as his or her monthly income, property, etc. These are the inputs to make decision. Here, every inputs of an artificial neuron has some priority. For example, the monthly income affects the decision making more and the eligibility of getting loan, chances for eligibility of getting loan increases. So, according to this priority, each neurons have been assigned some weights. So, the inspiration for creating this artificial neuron comes from our very own biological neuron. This figure structure here shows a biological neuron. Here, dendrites are the transmission channels to bring inputs from another neuron or another organ. The synapse governs the strength of the interaction between the neurons. We can consider it like a weights we use in the neural networks. Soma is the processing unit of the neuron. So, what really is McCulloch-Pitts neuron? Just a bit go a bit in the history of it. The early model of an artificial neuron was introduced by Warren McCulloch, neuroscientist, and Walter Pitt, a logician, in 1943. The McCulloch-Pitts neuron is also known as linear threshold gate. Let's apply the 6-jar framework to learn more about the McCulloch-Pitts neuron or MP neuron model. So this figure, as we have seen earlier, represents the MP neuron. Here, x1, x2, x3 are the inputs, which is from 0 and 1 only. So these are basically the Boolean inputs. Similarly, the output y is also given a Boolean factor, so it can only take value 0 or 1. Here, f and g are the functions. So, functions in the mathematical model of MP neuron. In this model, functions are divided into two parts, g and h. The function g aggregates the input to a single numerical value and the function f produces the output of this neuron by taking output of the g as the input. So basically you can say that they are sort of connected in a series. So the function f will output the value 1 if the aggregation performed by the function g is greater than some threshold, else it will return 0. The input in this model can be inhibitory or excitatory. So the inhibitory input means that this input affects maximum and decision making process. Here b is the threshold value, xi is the number of inputs. So what kind of data and tasks can an MP neuron process? For understanding this, let's just consider an example of detecting whether a cricketer is out by LBW or not. Suppose the decision is done by the inputs such as whether the ball pitched in line, whether the impact was in line with the stumps, whether it was missing stumps or not. So here x1, x2, x3 or the inputs will be pitch, pitching, impact and whether stumps are missing or not, and the decision will be whether LBW is out or not. Here is the data to make decision whether the cricketer is out by LBW or not. Based on this data, we will have to find the relationship between the y or output and the xi or the three inputs, in this case x1, x2 and x3. To find relationship between y and xi, let's apply the MP neuron function. Here it is given it as the output y is equal to the summation of xi greater than or equal to b, which is equal to g of x. That is y equal to 1 if g of x is greater than or equal to b and y equal to 0 if g of x is less than b. In this case, our data has non-Boolean inputs. We can convert them to the Boolean form. For example, consider one input to make one decision of any problem, which is the weight of the ball. And in this input, we have non-Boolean data. So we can convert this data by considering new inputs such as weight is less than 150 gram or not. So, loss function. Loss function is basically square difference between the predicted output and actual output. Consider one example of buying a mobile phone based on some features which is in Boolean format. In this example, for each particular mobile phone with a certain threshold value P, using the MP neuron model, we can predict the outcome using a condition that the summation of the inputs is greater than B, then the predicted value will be 1 or else it will be 0, which is based on MP neuron function. The loss function for a particular observation is calculated by taking the square difference between the Y actual and the Y predicted. So, as like that, for all observation, we can calculate the summation of the square difference between the y actual and y predicted to get the total value of a loss of the model for a particular threshold value b. So, okay, the learning algorithm. The aim of the learning algorithm is to find out the best value for the minimum parameter or the threshold b so that the loss of the model will be the minimum. In the ideal condition, the loss of a model is 0 for the best value of b. This is not generally attained, but we will try to attain it. For n features data, the different value of the threshold b is possible between 0 and n. In this example, we have only one parameter, so we can apply a brute force approach to find the best value of b. In the earlier example of buying a mobile phone based on some features, we can apply a different value of b to predict the output and also find the loss as shown in the previous. And based on the loss for a different value of b, we can decide which is the best value of b. See, as we can see here, the figure represents the graphical representation of a loss versus the parameter b. For this example, we can see that for b equal to 5, the loss is minimum. So b equal to 5 will be the best value. Okay, after finding the best value of a threshold or best value for the threshold value or b, with the help of this learning algorithm, we can evaluate our model on the test data by comparing the predicted output and the actual output. We can calculate the accuracy score for the evaluation model by this formula. Accuracy is equal to number of correct predictions upon the total number of predictions. For this example, we have 3 correct predictions and total number of prediction is 4. So, accuracy of this model is 75%. Okay, we can now represent the function of an MP neuron model in the 2D as well. So the positive prediction yield value is which is greater than or equal to 0 and lie above the decision boundary, and the negative prediction which yields the value less than 0 and lie below the decision boundary. So basically this helps us to visualize our model in the 2 dimension. Here is the example of a graphical representation of MP neuron in 2D. Some downsides or drawbacks of this model. The Boolean inputs and output. The model is linear. The model has a fixed loop. The model has a few possible intercepts or B's. Okay, now just let's go on with the summary of this model and what we have discussed in this video. Basically, the data. Only Boolean inputs are taken in as a data. The task is simple as binary classification. Binary classification means either yes or no, 0 or 1 kind of a task. Model. Here we have used a linear decision boundary. All positive lie above the line and negative are below. The loss. Here we have used the mean squared error. Learning. We have here used a brute force approach to learn the best parameter. Evaluation is accuracy. Thank you.